Welcome back to Chat Like a Native. Okay, so if you've been putting in the hours, learning all the English grammar, building that vocabulary, but you still feel like your mouth just isn't keeping up with your thoughts when you speak, well, this session is definitely for you.
Mm.
We're going to share this essential training system that really separates the advanced learners from truly fluent speakers.
Mm.
It's designed to really boost your rhythm, your fluency, and your pronunciation. And fast.
And safely. That's the key part.
Right, safely.
Yeah.
We'll show you this specific pacing ladder concept. It helps you build speed without, accidentally learning bad habits along the way. But promise all the steps you need, we'll lay them out clearly right now in the next few minutes.
Okay, but before we dive into the main system, the pacing ladder, let's maybe just quickly touch on something really fundamental. It trips up so many learners.
Okay.
It's called segmentation. Sounds a bit technical, maybe, but it's just about how sounds link together between words when native speakers talk naturally.
Ah, segmentation. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It's not about pausing between every single word, is it?
Exactly. We don't talk like robots. We connect sounds. And probably the most common type is when a word ends in a consonant sound and the next word starts with a vowel sound.
Okay, give us an example.
Well, the classic one is take it easy. If you say each word separately, take it easy, it sounds really choppy, right?
Yeah, definitely robotic.
But native speakers link the final K sound in take to the I sound in it. So it becomes take it, like one smooth unit.
Tuck it. Yeah, you can feel that connection. Try saying that connection now, everyone. Take it. Smooth.
Now, here's one that can be a little trickier, linking two vowel sounds together. Sometimes we actually insert a little sound in between them. Let's try. Go over there.
Go over there. If I say it really slowly, go over. Yeah, two separate vowels.
Right. But spoken naturally, that final O sound in go links to the O in over.
Yeah.
And often there's like a subtle W sound that creeps in that almost sounds like go over.
Go over. Interesting. I can hear that little W. Go over there.
Exactly. And, learners whose first language maybe doesn't do this kind of linking, they often struggle here. Their speech can sound kind of chunky, even if their individual sounds are perfect.
Okay, makes sense. So let's drill that specific one then.
All right, I'll say go over there, and I want you and everyone listening to really focus on smoothing out that vowel-to-vowel link. Ready? Go over there.
Okay, go over there.
Nice. See how your mouth is almost getting ready for the next sound before it's totally finished the first one?
Yeah, it feels like it's anticipating.
That's it. That anticipation is exactly what we want to train, and it's really the core focus of this powerful practice technique we're talking about today. Shadowing.
Okay, shadowing. Let's unpack this. So shadowing means you're speaking along with native audio, like in real time.
In real time, exactly. And think about what that involves. You're doing three complex things all at once. Your ears are processing the sound.
Listening, yeah.
Your brain and mouth are figuring out the movements needed to make those sounds.
Speaking.
And your timing system is coordinating everything to match the pace of the audio.
Listening, speaking, and timing. All together. Wow, that sounds intense.
It is. And because you're juggling all three, the pacing, how fast you go, isn't just important. It's like the absolute foundation for making shadowing work effectively.
Okay, so what happens if you get the pacing wrong? If you just jump in and try to shadow at full speed right away?
Well, that's where the problems start. You immediately begin to encode what some linguists call fossilized errors.
Fossilized errors. Okay, that sounds permanent and not in a good way. What does that actually mean for me as a learner?
It means those mistakes become incredibly difficult to correct later on. Think of it like muscle memory in sports.
Okay.
If you practice, say, a tennis serve over and over again, but with bad form, your body just locks in that sloppy movement. Your brain basically maps that fast, messy pattern as the right way to do it under pressure.
So even if you try to fix it later when you speed up again, your brain just defaults back to the bad habit.
Exactly. Because that's the only pattern it learned under pressure. So the absolute key is clean form first. Speed comes later.
Clean form first. Got it. We're training a good habit, not just a fast one. Okay, so how do we ensure that clean form? This brings us to big idea number one, right.
Precisely. We start in what we call Zone A, the slow clean zone.
Slow clean. I like that. What does it involve?
Zone A is all about one thing: accuracy.
Hmm.
And to achieve that, you absolutely must slow down the audio you're shadowing. We recommend using a playback speed of 0.75x speed.
3/4 of the normal speed.
Right.
Okay. Why that specific speed? Why not half speed or just slightly slower?
Good question. 0.75x seems to be the sweet spot. It gives your brain enough extra time, enough cognitive bandwidth, you might say, to actually process what's happening and consciously check for errors. At normal speed, 1.0x, you're usually just struggling to keep up.
Right, you're just reacting. But at 0.75x, you have time to actually think and compare what you're saying to the audio.
Exactly, and we need specific things to listen for. We use what we call error tags to
Yeah.
categorize the potential problems. When you're practicing in Zone A, you're actively trying to spot and fix issues based on these tags.
Air tags. Okay. That sounds organized. What are they? What kind of errors are we tagging?
There are four main ones we focus on. First is pronunciation. Pretty straightforward. Are your individual vowel and consonant sounds correct? Like, are you clearly distinguishing between, say, ship and sheep?
Okay. Basic sound accuracy. What's next?
Second is prosody. This is the music of the language, the rhythm, the stress patterns on words, the pitch changes, the intonation. Are you capturing that melody?
The music. That's often overlooked, isn't it?
Hugely. Third is segmentation, which we just talked about. Are you linking words together smoothly like takiti, or are you leaving unnatural gaps?
Okay. Pronunciation, prosody, segmentation. What's the fourth tag?
The fourth one is pacing. This is subtle but important. Even at the slower 0.75x speed, are you actually matching the timing and rhythm of the slowed down audio? Are you shaping the sounds within the time given? You're still practicing timing, just slower timing.
Gotcha. So zone A isn't just about getting the sounds right eventually. It's about getting them right and fitting them into that slowed down rhythm.
Precisely. And the goal for Zone A is perfect accuracy across all those areas. You need clean form.
Okay. And how many times do we need to practice a single clip in zone A? Just once.
No, repetition is key here. Think of it like strength training. You need controlled reps. We generally recommend 3 successful passes through the audio clip in Zone A.
3 passes. But you mentioned focusing on tags. Does that mean I try to fix everything at once in each pass?
No, that's usually too much to handle. The idea is to focus each pass, or at least each repetition attempt, on fixing one specific error you've tagged. Maybe the first pass you focus hard on getting a tricky vowel sound, right? Pronunciation. The next pass you focus on linking 2 specific words. Segmentation.
Okay, targeted practice within the slow zone. Let's zoom in on one of those tags you said is often tricky. Prosody. The music.
Yeah, prosody is a big one. Get it wrong, and even if your words are perfect, you might sound bored or angry or just off. The meaning is carried in the melody as much as the words.
I've definitely heard that. Someone uses perfect grammar but stresses a wrong word, and suddenly the whole meaning changes, or they sound rude without intending to.
Exactly. So here's a really neat trick for working on prosody in Zone A. Before you even try to say the words, you first hum the melody of the phrase using just
Hum it, like in mm.
Kind of, yeah. You focus only on the pitch, the ups and downs and the rhythm, the length of the sounds and pauses. You capture the musical contour without worrying about tricky consonants or vowels yet.
That's clever. You're separating the rhythm practice from the articulation practice. Okay, let's try that. Let's do a quick drill right now, focusing just on stress and rhythm, the prosody tag.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to say a short phrase about getting your mouth ready for speaking. Listen for the main stressed words. Ready. Keep your shoulders relaxed, jaw loose, tongue ready.
Okay. Let me think. You definitely hit shoulders, loose, and ready the hardest. The words in between felt much lighter and quicker.
Exactly. Good ear. Now, you try repeating it and really exaggerate those stressed syllables. Punch them out. Go ahead.
Okay, exaggerating. Keep your shoulders relaxed, jaw loose, tongue ready.
Okay, good energy on the stressed words. You definitely got the main beat, but be a little careful not to completely swallow the unstressed parts.
Yeah.
Like you're in, keep your shoulders, or the A in relaxed. They still need to be there, just really light and fast. Think of them as little quick steps leading up to the big beat. Try keeping those light bits in, but quick and soft.
Right. Light, but present. Okay, let me try again. Pause once. Keep your shoulders relaxed, jaw loose, tongue ready.
Yes. Much smoother.
Yeah.
That feels more connected, like real speech. That's the kind of precision you're aiming for in Zone A, hitting that prosody tag correctly at 0.75x speed.
Okay, I can feel the difference.
Good. So once you can nail those 3 clean passes in Zone A, consistently hitting your tags, then you're ready to climb the ladder.
Right. So we built that solid foundation of clean, accurate form in Zone A. Now it's time for big idea number 2. Moving up the ladder to zones B and C. This is where we turn that careful practice into, well, something more automatic and resilient.
Automaticity and resilience.
Okay.
So after zone A comes zone B.
Zone B, exactly. We call this the natural neutral zone, and here you bump the speed up to 1.0x speed.
Back to normal, real-world speed. Okay, what's the main goal here? Just survive.
Well, survive, yes, but the real goal is automaticity. You want to achieve the exact same level of accuracy you had in Zone A. Same clear sounds, same prosody, same linking, but now, without having to think so hard about it, it should start to feel natural, almost effortless.
Effortless accuracy at normal speed. That's the dream. But what if? What if it doesn't feel effortless? What if I start practicing at 1.0x and suddenly my pronunciation gets sloppy again, or I lose the rhythm?
That's a critical point. That feeling of things falling apart is your signal. Zone B has a built-in safety rule. If your form slips, if you find yourself struggling or making mistakes you weren't making in Zone A, you immediately drop back down.
Back to zone A.
Back to Zone A. No hesitation. You need to reinforce the clean pattern again at the slower speed before trying 1.0x again. You can't build automaticity on errors.
Okay, that makes sense. Protect the clean form at all costs. How many passes in zone B?
We usually recommend 2 successful passes in Zone B. This helps lock in the skill at native speed, confirming that the muscle memory is working correctly under normal conditions.
2 clean passes at 1.0x. Then what? Do we just stay there forever?
Once Zone B feels stable and automatic, we do one more thing, a quick pressure test. We move briefly into Zone C.
Zone C. This sounds like the danger zone. What speed are we talking about here?
This is the native fast zone. Here, you actually push the speed faster than normal, usually somewhere between 1.1x and 1.25x speed.
Whoa, faster than native speed. Why would we do that?
Yeah.
Aren't we just practicing sounding unnatural, like rushing?
That's a really common question, and it's a fair one. The goal here isn't to learn to speak super fast all the time. The goal is resilience.
Resilience.
Yeah.
How does practicing too fast build resilience?
Think about real conversations. They're unpredictable, right? Someone might interrupt you, there might be background noise, or the person you're talking to might suddenly speed up.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
If you've only ever practiced comfortably at 1.0x speed, those sudden stresses will likely make your carefully practiced form just collapse. But if you've briefly pushed yourself beyond normal speed in practice...
Ah, I see. It creates like a buffer. So when you go back to normal speed, or even slightly faster native speed, it feels easier by comparison.
Exactly. It's like practicing driving in really challenging conditions, maybe heavy rain or wind. When you go back to driving on a clear day, it feels much more manageable, much calmer. Zone C trains your brain and mouth to handle that extra stress.
So you learn to cope with little slips or pressures without completely losing the melody or being unintelligible.
Precisely. You learn to maintain the core structure even when things get messy. But, and this is crucial, Zone C is a sprint, not a marathon.
Yeah.
Meaning you only do 1, maybe 2 very brief passes, just short touches at that faster speed. Then you immediately come back down. You absolutely do not want to stay there long enough to start fossilizing an unnaturally fast, sloppy pattern.
Just a quick stress test, then back to safety.
Got it.
Okay, so let's put it all together. The whole sequence, the ladder structure for one practice clip.
Right. The full set looks like this. You start with Zone A, 0.75x 3 times, focusing on accuracy with your error tags.
A times 3.
Then you move up to Zone B, 1.0x 2 times, aiming for automaticity while maintaining that accuracy.
D times 2. Then the sprint.
Then the sprint. Zone C, 1.1x to 1.25x, just 1 time for resilience.
C times 1. And are we done then?
Almost. There's one vital last step. After the Zone C sprint, you immediately do one final pass back in Zone B, 1.0x.
Ah, back to B.
To lock it in, you want to finish the set feeling successful and comfortable at the target normal speed, reinforcing that automatic clean pattern after the stress test. So the full ladder is A by 3, right arrow by 2, right arrow by 1, right arrow by 1 out.
A3, B2, C1, B1. Okay, that's 7 passes total per clip. How long does that usually take?
For a short clip, say 10 to 30 seconds long, that whole sequence might take about 8 to 12 minutes, including little pauses to reset.
That seems manageable. And you mentioned relating this to exercise, RPE.
Yeah, the rate of perceived exertion. It's basically how hard you feel like you're working, usually on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a great way to manage the zones.
Okay, so how does RPE map onto zones A, B, and C?
Well, If RPE1 is just chilling on the couch, then zone A, 0.75x, should feel like maybe RPE3 or 4. It requires focus, but it should feel controlled and manageable.
Light focus, okay. What about zone B?
Zone B, 1.0x, is stepping it up to RPE5 or 6. It's solid practice, feels like real work, maybe a minor challenge, definitely needs concentration, but you should feel competent.
Solid practice. And zone C, the fast one.
Zone C, 1.1x plus, is where you hit RPE 7 or 8. This is high intensity, a sprint. You feel the challenge, your form might be slightly at risk, but you can just about hold it together.
RPE 7 to 8. What if it feels harder than that? Like RPE 9 or 10, totally overwhelmed?
That's your immediate signal to stop and drop down. If you hit RPE 9, where everything feels like it's collapsing and you're just lost, you've pushed too far, you never want to practice at RPE 9 or 10. You're not learning anything useful then, just embedding frustration and errors.
Okay, so the RPE scale is like an internal guide telling you when to switch zones or back off. That's really practical.
Exactly.
All right, let's do a quick drill now, focusing on that idea of resilience from zone C. Since zone C is about handling pressure, let's practice swapping out words, verbal substitution.
Good idea. Builds flexibility.
Okay, the core idea for zone C's goal is we need to handle stress while preserving melody. Let's try replacing handle stress with some simpler synonyms. You ready to substitute?
Yep, ready.
Okay, first try. We need to manage the pressure. Finish the sentence.
We need to manage the pressure while preserving melody.
Nice. Okay, now think about the speed aspect. Try. We need to cope with the speed.
We need to cope with the speed while preserving melody.
Excellent. Being able to quickly rephrase like that under pressure is exactly the kind of mental agility that Zone C helps develop.
It connects the physical practice to the mental flexibility needed in real conversation.
Totally. Okay, let's move into application and troubleshooting. We've got this great ladder system, but, things can still go wrong in practice. What are the common pitfalls, and how do we fix them?
Right. Knowing the potential problems is key. First, just a quick reminder about your practice material. Short, clear audio clips are essential. Stick to clips that are 10 to 30 seconds long.
Why so short?
Because it allows you to complete that full ABCB ladder structure in a reasonable time, like we said, maybe 10 minutes or so. Fluency is built through many successful repetitions of small chunks, not by struggling through huge, long texts. Small wins build momentum.
Okay, short clips. Got it. Now, for the pitfalls, let's cover the top 3. Pitfall number 1. I hear this all the time from learners starting shadowing. I'm always behind.
Ah, yes, the constant casing feeling. You feel like you're always reacting to the word that was just said, never quite catching up. This usually points to an issue with the pacing tag.
So what's the fix if you're always lagging behind?
2 things to try. First, a simple technical trick. Use a tiny bit of pre-roll. That means you actually start speaking maybe half a second before the audio track starts. You anticipate that first word.
Start slightly early. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the second thing?
The second and more fundamental fix is to go back to Zone A and focus specifically on thought groups.
Thought groups. You mean like natural phrases or chunks of meaning within a sentence?
Exactly. Where a speaker would naturally pause slightly, maybe take a breath, often around commas or clause breaks. Instead of trying to shadow word by word, you practice hearing and saying whole meaningful chunks.
So you train your brain to predict the end of the chunk, giving you that mental runway to stay on pace.
Precisely. You shift from reactive listening to predictive listening, which is crucial for real-time shadowing.
Okay, that makes sense. Pitfall number 2. My mouth trips on clusters.
Uh-huh. Those tricky combinations of sounds, especially consonant clusters at the end of words that might not exist in your native language.
Yeah.
Things like asks, sixths, months, texts. It relates directly to the pronunciation tag.
Yeah, those can be real tongue twisters, and when you hit one, it's easy to just stumble or slow everything down.
Right.
Which ruins the rhythm.
Exactly. So you need a very focused fix here. We call it isolation using mini loops.
Mini loops.
Yeah. If you keep stumbling on, say, the word asks, you pull that word out of the sentence. Then you practice just the difficult part, maybe that final Swiss cluster over and over, maybe 5 times quickly but clearly. Skusks, skucks.
Just drill the tricky bit on its own.
Right. Once your mouth gets the feel for that specific difficult movement and isolation, you immediately put the word back into the full sentence on your next Zone A pass. It's like fixing one tiny part of an engine before putting it back in the car.
Let's try that quickly. The word is texts. That final cased cluster is tough. Try just saying that cluster 5 times.
Okay. KS, KS cased, KSAS, KSS. Feels awkward.
It does it first. Now, put back in this phrase. She often sends texts.
She often sends texts. Okay, yeah, doing the mini loop first definitely made that transition into the sistes smoother.
See?
Yeah.
Mini loops work. Okay, final pitfall, and this connects back to RPE, getting tired quickly. You start shadowing, and after just 10 minutes, you feel exhausted.
Yeah, mental and physical fatigue is common if you're not managing the intensity right. It usually means one of two things, or both.
Yeah.
One, you're probably spending too much time straining in Zone C or trying to fight through practice when your RPE is already at 7 or 8 instead of backing off.
Pushing too hard for too long? What's the other reason?
Two, you might be getting stuck grinding away on one single really frustrating error tag for too long, like spending the entire 10 minutes just trying to fix one vowel sound. That burns you out.
Okay, so how do we fix the fatigue issue?
Manage your energy. First, if you're consistently getting tired, maybe reduce the total number of sets you do in one session. Try 2 full ABCB sets instead of aiming for 3 or 4 right away. Quality over quantity.
Do fewer sets. Makes sense. What else?
Second, alternate your focus. Don't just hammer away at pronunciation errors for the whole session. If you work on a tricky sound in one clip, maybe focus on nailing the prosody or segmentation in the next clip. Give different parts of your brain and mouth a chance to work.
Vary the error tags you focus on. Good tip.
And finally, don't underestimate recovery. Take a genuine 90-second rest break between each full ABCB set. Just silence. Let your brain consolidate what it just practiced. That rest isn't wasted time. It's crucial for learning.
Deliberate rest for consolidation. Got it. Okay, this ladder system is really comprehensive. Let's do a super quick check to make sure the core ideas have landed. Time for a mini quiz.
All right, listeners, quick test on the pacing ladder.
Question 1. Thinking about the error tags, what is the main #1 goal of Zone A, the slowest practice zone?
Pause ones. That would be achieving perfect segment accuracy across all the tags. Or, put simply, clean form.
Clean form first,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, question 2. You're practicing in Zone B, normal speed, 1.0x. Suddenly it feels way too hard, like RPE 9, and your pronunciation is falling apart. What should you do immediately?
No question, you have to drop back down to Zone A immediately. Reestablish that clean form at the slower speed.
Perfect. Mandatory drop back. Last one. We talked about prosody and segmentation as error tags. What's the key difference between focusing on prosody versus focusing on segmentation?
Pause ones. Okay, prosody is about the music, the rhythm, stress, intonation, the melody. Segmentation is about the physical linking of sounds between words to make speech flow smoothly.
Excellent. Music versus lengths. Knowing exactly what you're trying to fix with each tag makes the practice so much more effective.
Absolutely.
All right, we've covered the whole ladder, the drills, the pitfalls. Let's wrap up by summarizing the 3 absolute key takeaways you should remember for your next shadowing practice.
Okay, takeaway number 1. It all starts with speed control. Always begin slow in Zone A, 0.75x, to build that perfect clean accuracy first. This is how you avoid baking in those fossilized errors.
Takeaway number 2. Use the full ladder structure consistently. Remember that sequence. A for accuracy by 3, B for automaticity by 2, C for resilience by 1, and always finish with B by 1 to lock it in at normal speed. The speed supports the accuracy.
And takeaway number 3, make your practice focused and diagnostic. Use those 4 error tags, pronunciation, prosody, pacing, segmentation, to identify exactly what needs fixing. Tagging your errors makes your practice targeted and way more efficient.
Perfect summary. Now, before you jump into your next shadowing session using this ladder, we have a little challenge for you. It's a 60-second practice challenge we call the 3-pass meaning lock. You do this before you even start your first Zone A pass for a new clip.
It's all about connecting with the meaning and melody first. Step 1 is the silent map. Just listen to the clip once with your eyes closed. Don't speak. Just mentally map out the thought groups. Where are the pauses, the breath, the main ideas? Get the blueprint.
Step 2. The murmur map. Listen again. This time just hum along softly using Forget the words for a second. Just capture the pure melody, the rhythm, the rises and falls of the pitch. You're internalizing the prosody.
And step 3, the soft read. Listen one last time, but this time read along with the transcript if you have one, or just whisper the words very softly. You're connecting the actual words to the melody you just hummed, but without the pressure of full volume.
Silent map, murmur map, soft read. Only after those 3 quick passes, maybe taking just 60, 90 seconds total, are you really primed to start your Zone A work effectively. It ensures you're practicing meaningful musical speech from the very beginning.
Using this whole system, the ladder, the tags, the meaning lock, really is the path to not just sounding fluent, but actually controlling your speech like a native speaker does.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for joining us today as we explored this pacing strategy. We really hope it helps you. Make sure to join us next time. What are we tackling next time?
Next time, we get into something really interesting. How to start deliberately building your accent repertoire. And crucially, when is it actually safe to start cross-training with different accents without messing up the one you're working on?
Ooh, accent cross-training. That sounds fascinating. Okay, we'll see you then.
Until then, keep practicing clean.
Bye for now.